Hello my YouTube friends. So as you've known, I've had difficulty with these things actually staying up. You can see there it's peeling off up there. So I decided to just peel them off completely. I'm not leaving it like that, so don't worry. But what I'm going to try and do is I've bought some actual gaffer tape. It's not the stuff I was using before, which was basically almost like a low tack thingy stuff. I've got some actually proper black gaffer tape that's slightly thicker than what I've had before. I'm going to try that. If that doesn't stick to it and won't thingy, then it's back to the drawing board, and I'm going to know what the hell I'm going to do. I'm probably end up going to have to do what I originally started trying to do, which we need to fill every hole. But when you get across the thingy where it's got nothing to grab onto, that's going to be nigh impossible to do. So I'm please have your fingers crossed that stuff, this gaffer tape, works and sticks really well. And I'm going to try it now by running a piece right the way across the whole length of there, then putting some down here, some down that one, down that one, and down that one. I might do this whole one side with it and leave it for a day or two and see if that's worked before stripping obviously the ceiling and this side completely off and seeing if that works. But I don't want to do the whole thing and find out it doesn't bloody work, because that's just a waste. So I'm going to try, like I say, start off with just maybe even doing this whole one side here and see if that works first. So fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed. Okay then, guys, so there you go. You can see it's a little bit shiny compared to the other stuff, and there's a few places where you'll be able to see it as it's where it's sort of not quite as neat and tidy, especially like across here. But again, you gotta remember, this is my man cave. I'm not fucking bothered what other people think so much. I'm going to be tidying it up a little bit more once and that it sticks, because there's no point in us tidying it all up and making it all perfect if it's just going to end up fucking peeling off like the other stuff did. So at the minute, all I'm literally trying to do is just put some up. I mean, I can see that, and that's going to have to be pushed back in, but again, I'm going to have some going across this way as well. So, and these bits need a little bit going across them, so you can tell that raggy taggy. Plus, trying to do it off a pair of step ladders and trying to stretch yourself right across as far as possible, and then climbing up and doing the stairs and trying to freaking thingy back up them again. It's been a nightmare, and the sweat is absolutely peeing out of me because it's hot as hell up here. Even though, as you can hear, I do have the fan on and it's thingy, but if the fan isn't blowing up, it's blowing across the bloody bottom of the floor here. So I'm only getting some cool down when I'm on the floor now, but beforehand when I was up height, sweat was just absolutely peeing out. But I've done all the ones going up over, all the ones going across over. You can see that looks a bit ready, but again, that was where I'd tried to fit this thing up with some super glue and what have you, and it didn't stick. So all that stuff will be getting sort of covered over. And again, a lot of this place is where you can see some of the raggedy taggedness to it. You're not going to notice it as much because some of the poster things, the metal poster things, will be going back up into these areas, and I've got stuff when I eventually come around to doing this side going up on this side. But I've done basically to that corner, all this bit's done. So I'll wait now. I'll give it a day or two, maybe come back up on Monday and have a look and see if it's still stuck or whether it's started to peel off already. Hopefully it'll have stuck, and that way I can then just sort of put some little bits in where it needs it, up here, and then I can start maybe putting a bit across the thingy, and then after that it'll be coming across to this side and doing all of this side. But it's not too bad because I bought 3 rolls, and you can see this is just the first roll, and I still have sort of a fair bit left, even though I've done all of this whole side bit. So I might get away with sort of maybe 2 of them to do the whole kit and caboodle, which would be pretty good. I've just now got a fingers crossed, hope to God that this stuff sticks, and that it doesn't start to peel off, and then I can sort of put a little bit more onto these bits here to cover in where it's thingied. But there you go, guys, that's what I'm at. so far. I suppose that this will be one continuous thingy for you. Let's move across here again. This will be like one continuous thingy for you where you'll see if it has managed to stick, and possibly if I've finished the whole lot off, I'll probably keep it all into one video for you to let you know. But so far, I'm sort of happy with how it's going with that bit. If it sticks, it's even better again. Yes, it sticks out a little bit from the thingy because it's slightly shiny, but yeah, I don't know how that'll work. If maybe I turn the lights off in the man cave. Just 2 seconds, we're not. If you turn the lights off in the man cave, it's still going to show up. I mean, you can see I've actually took one of the shelves off in order to get the stuff behind there, so that's why that's showing up a bit better. But yeah, you sort of turn the man cave lights off, which I could probably do with actually being on a really remote or something, so that I can do it from when I'm sitting over there. You know what I mean? Sitting nice in the darkness with just me lights on for me figures and that. I think that would look pretty cool. But for now, that's me done. I need to go and cool down and allow my heart rate to come back down again, and allow my knees to recover after that as well. So catch us in the next one, or for you in the continuation. Okay, so here's your small update. I did come up. Some of them had begun to peel a little bit. I've stuck them back on. But what's got this more thing is that it started peeling, even though it hasn't been that hot up here. It's been sort of muggy. It's been warm. I gotta admit, it's still warm up here in the northeast, but it's been more muggy. It's been overcast. It hasn't been like sunny and 30 odd degrees. It's just been in the sort of mid 20s ish, and it had started to peel in a few places, which has upset us quite a bit, because I'm thinking to myself, why am I bothering now? I'm starting to get to the point where I actually starting to dread coming up here, which is not the way it should be. This should be my sanctum. This should be my place that I want to be in. But now every time I come up, I'm dreading it, because I'm looking at like which figure's going to be falling over this time. As the things started to come off the walls again, I've ended up putting some extra ones up. So I've done the ceiling across to here, and I've done a little bit of it across to here. I've done like a bit there, but I've got to the point now where climbing up and down these ladders to do the ceiling and trying to stretch as far as I can on the ladders, because I've got no thing yet to stand on those ladders. My lower back's really aching, but it's mainly my knees. My knees are now like really bad, and I've got to go back to work tomorrow. So, and I think it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I wanted to try and get this side finished and done, so that I can like totally relax and then come up and see how bad it is the next time. But I'm actually having to knock it on the head now. Like I wanted to try and climb the stairs and at least finish off those few bits across there where I do have to climb stairs, so the other bits I can sort of reach from the floor. But it's the pain now in my knees is too much for us to keep carrying on. I could do it, I could push myself, but I do know that I will suffer at work the rest of the week when I'm on my feet at work all the time. But it's starting to get very annoying and very depressing. I think like that's now as shiny as hell compared to the other stuff. It's still not sticking the way it should. It's almost like, am I going in and if I can peel all this stuff off and start again from scratch with something else again? If I've got to, I'll do it, because I'd like to get it so that it at least looks decent to a point where I can be comfortable with it and that it stays on. There's one thing I will think though, if anyone's ever thinking of doing this, is I think I used very thin MDF for these things. Don't use MDF, okay, because with it being medium density fiberboard, when you stick anything to it and you think it's basically peeling little bits of the wood off. So that's why it's having trouble sticking to it. It's peeling little bits of the wood off. You'd probably be better off with something else, possibly like what's on my flooring, because that's chipboard. That shouldn't really, hopefully that shouldn't really peel, but I'm not sticking anything to my floors at the minute to thingy, so But that has been, so far, out of all of it, one of the biggest nightmares. That and like a lot of my figures just keep falling over, even though I haven't been up. You know, I can come up here after being like spend the full week at work and working away, not working away, working. They're working away, not working away. And then come up on the weekend and find it, just come to see how many figures has fallen over this time, which is like, it's very sort of, it just brings you down, you know, especially when you're not, like, there's been no movement. There couldn't have been any movement up here because there's been nobody up here. You know, I can understand if my movement is causing the floor to bounce slightly, which is making them uneasy, but when there's no movement up here because there is nobody up here, why is it still happening? But these are the trials and tribulations. I thought bringing them up here would make them better and more sturdy than being downstairs in the man cave downstairs, where it was getting blown and or falling over because the wind was like literally sort of shaking the fucking things. This one I thought the foundations would be a bit stronger and work, but no, it's not. So that's what I'm getting done, and I'm like I say, I'm having to knock it on the head because I need to recover for tomorrow, and I'm in a world of bloody pain right now. So it's time to close it up, ding it, and just rest my knees for the rest of the day and take as many painkillers as I need to see if I can get back on top of it. There you go, guys. We'll see what happens next time, and if a lot of this, especially the ceiling, if a lot of the ceiling started to peel off, I'm gonna be anything. You've just gone, you know, fuck it, what the fuck do I do now? Because I would have thought the gaffer tape would have worked, but then again, I've been noticing that it's the tackiness to it isn't like it's major tacky. They've said, you know, you can rip it by hand, and it's like, if I can rip it by hand, that's not that freaking thing, yeah. So I'm gonna have to maybe look at something that's going to be really, really strong tape. But it's trying to find the width as well, because the last thing I want to be doing is having like what I've just like I've got like row upon row upon row just to try and cover some of these types of gaps. You know, I'm going to put like double the rows down certain bits of it to cover it. But I'm doing what I have to do, and I'll do what I have to do just to make it look as decent as I can, where I can be happy to sit up here and relax and do videos and stuff like that again. But right now, I'm calling it a day, guys. I'm going to go downstairs and try not to cry with the pain and recover. So catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,